Yo, what's up, and welcome everybody to another edition of the Chop Shop. I'm your man, Big Game James, and alongside me right now is the musicologist A Reed. Reed, how you
Yo,
doing, man?
what's good, James? What's good, baby? How you living? How you live?
Man, it's another day in the neighborhood, as they would say. Nah, man,
Already, already.
I feel blessed. I'm glad to be here. Whenever we get a chance to chop it up and talk sports, man, it's a good thing. And
Yes,
we
sir.
we gonna bring in a different guest tonight. Since hey, first and foremost, man, congratulations to the Buff Nerd and the Missus. Jay Stoggs is out celebrating his anniversary with the
Most
wife
definitely,
tonight,
most
man.
definitely.
So we just want to
Congrats,
say
man.
shout out to him and the wife and big congratulations.
Yes,
So
sir. Good job, brother.
tonight we're gonna bring on my boy B Money from Pro Fan Sports up in Boston, Massachusetts. And we can't wait to ask B some questions about the NBA Finals. But before we do all that, guys, if you just tuning in, it's your first time, I would surely appreciate. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And then after that, hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you know every time that
I
the
got
Chop
that.
Shop is on, doing what we do. And also, my man A Reed on MCXP Radio. Make sure y'all check his channel out. He's
Most definitely.
always running some good stuff, man. And so y'all just check us out, man, before we get started. So, Reed, sports week, man. It's been kind of crazy. Although ain't no real football going on yet.
No,
Basketball has
no.
ended, but we still finding stuff to talk about because of how crazy this week is so far, huh?
Oh yeah, there's always something. That's the funny part about it. Even though we don't have anything going, no football is actually going, no basketball is actually going, we still have something to talk about. There's always something in the media. So it's good, man. It's
Now,
good.
now, Reed, do you find yourself going crazy after the finals is over? You got that dead period between your NFL training camp, and I know we'll get excited again about NBA free agency, which starts tomorrow, and there's a lot of rumors going on. We said we're gonna dive into that tonight. But do you find yourself going crazy just a little bit until football season get here?
Just a tad bit, just a tad bit. But I'm also a baseball guy, so that kind of
That's
fills
right.
in a little
That's
bit
see
too.
you
And
you
that
you
fills in
you
a little bit too. You
you a
know,
baseball guy, so you
yeah,
hold just
yeah.
baseball games. Now, Will, I'm not gonna lie, I can't sit up and watch a whole baseball game. And I know stars laugh at me all the time. And I was like, dude, it's hard for me to sit through until we get to like the World Series, and I feel like it's getting down to the nitty gritty. It's hard for me to watch an entire game, but I know I will watch some baseball during this time to help me kind of get my little sports fix of watching something
We got
you
we got to
know
hit a Rangers game, bro.
Yeah, man. Stockton said the
I can
same
s-
thing.
I can
We
tell it. I
now
sit through the games like it ain't nothing, man.
in person, I can go get enough food to make me sit through a game. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. I know I can go find something that's gonna keep me entertained besides the game itself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
But I
yeah.
always feel like, especially baseball, if you go with your boys and people you get along with, y'all can make a good time out of it and have fun doing
Oh
it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Definitely,
I
definitely.
definitely feel you on that, man. I definitely feel you on that. But we got something special to ask Barry for when he get on here, B Money when he get on here. But since he ain't on here yet, we're gonna start this thing out, man. Jacoby Brissett. Um, I feel like Jacoby Brissett might be the one quarterback in the NFL with more pressure on him than anybody else in the league. And the only reason I say that is Deshaun Watson was brought into Cleveland, given a $230 million guaranteed contract, and it's looking more and more like every day that he's not even going to play this season.
Mm.
So if you Jacoby Brissett, Reed, how do you take that challenge?
Yeah, you take the challenge, but I don't think it's any pressure. I don't think anybody's really expecting the Browns to be, you know. I mean, okay. It- people expect the Browns to be better than what they have been,
Right.
possibly in the playoffs. But again, I'm not thinking that anybody is claiming that the Browns are going to win the AFC North. I don't think anybody is looking for the Browns to be in the AFC Championship game or more or less go to the Super Bowl. Um, So I think at this point, he has to play the bridge. He has to be the bridge quarterback and just make things keep on going and float, for this whole season until they figure out what they're gonna do with the
Now,
Deshaun Watson case.
now, Reed, I see a bridge. A bridge is maybe between 1 to 6 weeks. If this thing end up being a whole season, you not the bridge no more. You the whole entire landscape
Oh no, he's
of the
playing
whole
the
matter
bridge. He's playing the bridge for the whole year.
for
He's
the whole
playing the
year.
bridge for the
Okay.
whole year,
Okay.
especially if they suspend him for a whole season. Because either way you look at it, Deshaun Watson is going to start for the Cleveland Browns. It may not be this season coming
But
up.
he's gonna,
It
yeah.
may be the next season coming up. But either way, he's going to be the starting quarterback because they paid the man that much money to go do that.
See, I feel like it's got to be some pressure there. He did start a year in Indianapolis, then
Mhm.
went down to Miami to be the backup to Tua. You come into a situation where you and let's be real. They give Deshaun Watson $230 million. No one's asking you to come be the starting quarterback. So right now you probably thinking, man, all I gotta do is come in, hold this clipboard, and I'm chilling. Unless it's a mop up duty or the unforeseen injury happens. You know what I'm saying? Which no one really, no one's hoping for that. So
Of
now,
course.
though, it's looking more and more every day like it's just that dark cloud hanging over Cleveland's head. Like what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And they look like they're gonna hit them with hit them with that whammy. And I,
That that city always has a dark cloud, man. No disrespect to Cleveland, because it is a franchise and both.
right,
They got franchise in every major sports, from football, basketball, baseball,
right.
but it's not like Cleveland can attract, you know, talent like that. You know what I'm saying? For it to just necessarily be relevant like that. Again, I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying, like,
It just is what
really,
it is.
come on. It was it like a little decade ago, 10, 20 years ago when people would get drafted to Cleveland, and that's even in basketball and football. They would hate it. Or if you
Yeah,
got traded over there to Cleveland, you knew that was probably at the end of your career or something like that. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So Cleveland was the place they sent people to die. They sent them.
Pretty
They sent
much.
them for their careers to die. You saying?
Pretty much. Pretty much. They didn't have revenue until LeBron was there. Seriously. Until LeBron was
You got
there,
to go back to
it
the days
was
of Bernie Kosar and Matt
I,
way old school. It was
yeah, I'm saying, yeah, you saying old school. I'm saying
I got you. I got you
because you
saying for the
remember
timeline. I got you saying
you
Reed.
remember
Okay.
because with Bernie Kosar and all them, it was Cleveland, and then they ended up leaving and going to Baltimore. So
Okay.
then it wasn't the Browns team for the longest.
I hear you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Until they came back. But still, in that grand scheme of things, Cleveland didn't really have that superstar until LeBron came on the scene. And he left
Got it.
and
I
came
got you.
back, but he left again. So
So I mean, let me ask you this then. Realistically, what will the Browns record be if Jacoby Brissett is under center the entire season? Where do you see them ranking in that AFC North? Because as soon as they got Deshaun, everybody's like, ooh, the North got all the quarterbacks. The North got it. Hey, man, it's gonna be a super competitive division. What's gonna happen now? What's your predictions if Jacoby Brissett has to lead the Browns the entire season?
6-10,
Woo!
maybe 5-11.
So you putting them at the bottom
They'll
of the
be
division.
they'll probably be the bottom this year. They'll probably be the bottom of the
And I know
AFC.
we jumping
No
ahead.
disrespect, but I'm just saying.
No, I mean it is what it is, dog. We're not trying to disrespect the Cleveland Browns. And guess what? If Jacoby Brissett does end up becoming the starting quarterback, I hope we're wrong. I hope we're wrong. But the realness of it, looking at it, we not wrong. We right. From the outside looking in, he's had a chance to start before as a starting quarterback in this league. He wasn't awful. I think
No, he
Jacoby
wasn't.
Brissett,
He
if
wasn't.
if this is a 6-game suspension and he can steal 3 of those first 6 games, Cleveland is still in a good position to compete when Deshaun comes back.
Exactly.
That's only if it's 6 games.
Exactly.
But for the most part,
if we saying a full season though,
yeah, full 17 games, dog.
I'm saying again, I think it's gonna be Cincinnati. I ain't saying it because that's my squad.
No, I want to know. I want to hear what
Cincinnati,
you got. Cincinnati.
And then number 2 is kind of a toss up.
I'm gonna go B. I think BMO number 2.
I still slightly say Baltimore, but then again, you can never count out what Mike Tomlin does with those Pittsburgh Steelers.
True that.
So number 2 can possibly be. So 2 and 3 can be the flip between those two, and then Cleveland will be at the bottom.
Cleveland bringing up the rear.
Mm-hmm.
Man, all right. Well, shoot. Hey, I guess all the way from Beantown, my man, he goes by the name of B Money from Pro Fan Sports. I mean, y'all make sure y'all check out that podcast. It's on fire. They bring some good content every single week. And so I'm going to get Barry's opinion on this, man. Welcome to the Chop Shop, B Money. What's going on, B?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How's it going, guys?
Big Barry, what's up, baby?
Hey, good. Doing well, man. Can't complain. Everything's good with me, man. So I'm definitely excited and, happy to be here. And I appreciate y'all having me back and giving me another chance. So it's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
All right, man. We're pretty. So Barry, man, I know you were in the green room checking us out, listening a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the question was that I presented to Reed because in the shop we talk about a little bit of everything, but I know the one thing that we brought up is, Deshaun Watson's all over the news. More than likely, he's going to be suspended and lost for the entire season. My question to A. Reed was, what kind of pressure is Jacoby Brissett under, and what will the Cleveland Browns go record-wise if Brissett's their starter for the entire season?
Oh, it's a good question. So they pretty much getting rid of Baker Mayfield, like he's done and pretty much.
He's still on the roster, but they hadn't did anything.
No, they haven't done anything yet, except for they excuse him from OTAs and they excuse him from the mandatory mini camps. Normally when that happens, the writing's on the wall that he's going to go. The rumors coming up now that Carolina's pursuing him big time and Seattle's even gotten into the game. But honestly, in my opinion, I know it's not an ideal relationship, but to me, if Deshaun Watson is gone for a year, you keep Baker Mayfield in place.
Absolutely.
You keep him in place.
I agree.
Because I still believe that he is a better starter than Jacoby Brissett. And you might argue, you might say, big game, you crazy. I might be crazy, but that's my opinion. And hey, you can come in the comments and debate me on it right now. I'll let you know how I really feel. But I think Baker Mayfield should be the starting quarterback if Deshaun Watson is suspended for a whole year. But who's going to eat crow to say, like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Why don't you go ahead and stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, who going to do it?
No, I feel you on that, big game. And, like, I heard, something earlier today that, Baker Mayfield pretty much was, very, unhappy and pretty, frustrated and upset with, the situation going on in Cleveland because, he knows even if he, goes back there and plays for the Browns, he's pretty much just a temporary placeholder, to pretty, for whenever Deshaun Watson comes back, depending on how long his suspension is going to be and last for. That's obviously to be determined, but he knows that pretty much his time there and his days there are numbered. So I definitely feel his, frustration. I certainly think that, if you're the Browns, you should, probably keep him because I agree with you, big game, that that Baker Mayfield is a better, replacement than Jacoby Myers. I mean, not Jacoby Myers, excuse me. I get just thinking, Jacoby.
You heard that commercial so many times in your head.
Then Jacoby Brissett. So, he definitely would be able to do a much better, job holding down the fort and definitely give you, a lot more, production and, from the quarterback position and be a guy that you could, win more games and be, more successful. And if it may be the case that Jacoby Myers ends up being that guy who ends up, playing quarterback for the Browns during Deshaun Watson's suspension, I feel as though, the Browns do have a lot of talent on that team, but I feel like they'd be on the outside looking in the playoffs. So that's what I think, because like I like Jacoby and stuff, like he's a pretty solid quarterback and then definitely a very serviceable backup, but I just don't know if, particularly if it's for a whole season, if he can be able to play well enough for it and win and help that team win enough games to be able to lead them into the playoffs as like a wild card, because I wouldn't think they would win the division. I think it would either be Cincy or Baltimore that would win the division, but I think they would definitely be like on the bubble in the hunt, but they may fall short of getting one of those wild card spots if Jacoby Brissett ends up being the starter. Then Baker Mayfield, while Deshaun Watson is absent and not on the field. That's just what I think and how I see that situation. With the Cleveland Browns playing out this year. But did you guys get any word on that as far as how long the suspension's going to be, when it'll happen?
They haven't made a decision yet. Like the investigation is over, and they're using an outside source, outside a third party investigator, and they're going to come up with a ruling. But then the commissioner still has the final say. So, hey Reed, I'm going to ask you one more question, big dog. If they try to save face, if they tell Baker Mayfield, let's go ahead and stay, do you think Baker Mayfield should use this, be happy, and use this as an addition for all of the other 31 teams in the NFL to try out for, to go put on a show to see what kind of deal he could get next year in free agency?
This is the chance for Baker Mayfield to rewrite what has been going on. You know what I'm saying, and show his professionalism in the league, so everybody else can see. This is the time that he could be like, you know what, I'm gonna suck it up. It is what it is. I'm still on the team. I'm still playing. If you guys need me, all right, I'll be here. I'll do whatever I need to do. And then like you guys said, it can be his audition. For another team that's going, because somebody's going to need a quarterback come next season.
Somebody gonna need one this year. But that's a great point. You made a good point, and you used a good word. You said professionalism. Yeah. Because the one thing a lot of people have said about Baker Mayfield, and even people in his own locker room, is that he wasn't a great leader, and he wasn't always professional about how he handled and did things. So I think you chose the perfect word right there, A. Reed. Become a little bit more professional in how you handle your business, and go out there and audition for these other teams in the NFL and see how things are gonna go. But before we get swarmed down on that, man, I still think it's a messed up situation in Cleveland. They never should have offered the contract before they knew what the suspension was going to be. But that's a whole nother topic within itself.
Right, especially since it's fully guaranteed.
Yeah, exactly.
They hurting. They hurting. That's one of the dumbest moves I made. Not me, but they made.
That's the only but the realness of it is, like I said, tell everybody, he had come out and said that Cleveland Browns were no longer in the running, and then somewhere between 11 o'clock and midnight that night, or midnight to 12 a.m. the next morning, that guaranteed contract got written up, and next thing you know, it's like Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns. 230 million reasons why. It's the only team that offers a fully guaranteed contract.
But would you say no?
No.
Bye.
I'm wearing all that doo-doo. I went all that doo-doo brown head to toe. I'm head to toe doodle brown.
Brown and orange. Let's go.
Rocking it. Rocking it.
I feel
Bye.
y'all on that. I feel y'all.
Bye.
But Barry, man, we was waiting to get you in here. So, you know what I'm saying? We all agree that Cleveland's going to struggle if Jacoby Brissett has to be the starting quarterback. They might be able to give Baker Mayfield a shot. Who knows if that relationship can be repaired. But, hey, man, the NBA Finals just took place.
They did.
And I, you know, I'm not trying to poke and stick you or nothing, but
it's all good. It's all good.
hey man, how y'all doing up in the city of Boston right now, man? With the Boston
Bean
Celtics
time.
coming up short to the Golden State Warriors, man.
We are doing all right. I mean, it definitely was, pretty disappointing, and and unfortunate, and frustrating the way that series ended up turning out for us, and us coming up short, a couple games short of winning an NBA championship, and it definitely hurts inside here. It's it definitely feel the pain. I can still feel the that heartbreak from us coming up short in the finals, but at the same time, I feel like the real Boston Celtic fans realize and understand that this team, as good as they were this postseason, as great of a run as they had, getting into the finals, they're just not quite ready. They're like this close from
Varsity
being,
against JV.
a championship team and winning an NBA championship, and having, a team that's good enough to be able to accomplish that. But as a, right now at this moment, as the, team is currently constructed, I feel like they're at least, probably a couple pieces away from, being a championship team, or winning a championship. And I think this, series definitely showed us that, because, I mean, they just,
Y'all got good pieces.
Away, and they just kept turning the
really
ball
good
over
pieces.
time
Reed,
and
you're
Good
right.
pieces, man. Y'all
And
got
it's
core.
like
Y'all got
the turnovers, you know what I'm saying, just like killed us. They were the main reason of, why we're, not NBA champions, and why we ended up losing the series, and it ended up coming up short. And it sucks that, it had to, happen in the fashion and way that it did. But it just, it made you just, comprehend and understand that, like, in order to, win in the finals, like, the finals is a completely different, like,
You gotta play
decent
mistake-free.
level.
Hey,
than
but Barry,
the first three rounds of
can we be
the
realistic
series. Like,
real
you have
quick,
to
man?
be able to rise to the occasion and raise, your game, and take your game to, the next level when you're playing a team that's as good as Golden State Warriors were. And and particularly your superstars have to do that. And I feel like, particularly with, Jason Tatum, he just, really, wasn't able to do that, and really, struggled and had a really tough, time,
But
the
he
series,
he
getting
had to
everything
dominate the
going.
ball too much. Like, the ball had to be in his hands way too much. To me, if you look at this series, I mean, first and foremost, I think everyone's got to say, hey, Boston did a good job. Take your hat off.
They
Damn,
did.
Applaud them for doing what they did.
Damn
Because
good job.
early in the
Absolutely.
year, it looked like they weren't even going to make the playoffs. So they might be in
That's
the
what I'm
playing
saying.
game.
He was struggling to make the playing tournament.
Right.
Like, at one point, we're 3 games below 500.
Right.
At the halfway point of the season, and they were 25-25 through 50 games. So, like, it's amazing and incredible that they even
damn
made
good
it
run.
to Game
First
6
year
of the
coach.
NBA
All of
Finals. Like, obviously I would have, wanted them to win, because, that's my team, is you
Right.
guys know. But I mean, it's, you still, have to really, appreciate and, and be grateful, as a Celtic fan, that this team was able to overachieve and go way beyond expectations and really go as for a lot further than what anybody anticipated this team going through with the first half struggles they had um and not being able to play well at all through a good portion of the regular season and and it took them a while to get it together. So the fact that they all those things happened and transpired early in the season, and they were still able to, get, to, to where they got in game 6 of the finals is, I know they say there's no moral victories, but it's still, a great and outstanding, accomplishment for this young Celtic team.
Y'all are still champions because y'all won the Eastern Conference. So y'all still champs.
We are, but as Ime Udoka says, in in Boston with the Celtics, we don't celebrate Eastern Conference championships. So
it's all or nothing.
You know what I'm saying? We all about getting the NBA championship. We're all about getting the trip, that Larry O'Brien trophy. That's what we're about. We're all about hanging NBA championship banners. Over here in Boston with the Celtics. So
I had a lot of people in my house happy that y'all didn't win, just so y'all didn't surpass a certain team. Like I'm just saying, not me. I mean, but I got some Laker fans in my house, so they happy that y'all didn't get that extra banner and be able to have one more than them in this dynasty championship talk. But all in all, man, a few pieces away, man, the Boston Celtics are going to be right there. Free agency is going to be big for them, and depending on what they can do in free agency, I'm not sure what they did in the draft.
They added a point guard from Alabama, J.D. Davidson. Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard of him or know much about him, but I've been watching his highlights and looking him up and he was a freshman. He only played 1 year with Alabama, but I like his game and what he brings to the table. I mean, he's really young.
That can handle the rock.
Yeah, he's raw and he's young, so he definitely.
They need a Rondo, man.
Rondo.
Man.
They needed a Rondo.
Even a more athletic Rondo, like his athleticism and explosiveness and his bursts, particularly when he's in the open court, or just even like when he goes by somebody and gets to the rim, like when he goes up, like very few point guards that I've seen, being able to go up and finish with that, with that authority and athleticism. So I mean, he's definitely. That sticks out to me when I watch his his highlights and the tape that I've watched on him. So I mean, he's still got to develop other parts of his game, particularly his perimeter shot, but he'll have some time to do that. He'll probably spend a good amount of time in the G League with the Maine Red Claws this year, and just give him some time to really develop the other parts of his game that he needs to be able to develop and work on, and and get some playing time and some work over there, since he probably wouldn't play much if he was on the Celtics roster. So but I mean, I think the kid has could have a bright future, and has somewhere down the line has a chance to be a rotational player and piece for the Celtics team at some point, maybe in a couple years. But I don't think he'd be
he's not that immediate. He's not gonna be that immediate impact y'all looking for.
Right away. Hopefully he surprises me and is able to do that. But I mean, I just don't see that.
They'll have to make a move to free agency.
Now I got a question. The next person we're gonna talk about is John Wall. Now, John Wall is opting out of his contract in Houston. He's taking a buyout. It's rumored that he's going to the LA Clippers, but do you think that John Wall could be somebody that y'all could use to facilitate, or does he dominate and score too much to where that wouldn't be a good fit for Boston?
I feel as though, I would, definitely at least, test the waters and take a shot to sign him if they could. But at the same time, I don't think we have that, much, cap space to be able to, sign, a guy like that, like John Wall. Even though, you're probably able to, get him for much cheaper since, he hasn't played.
Well, yeah, I was just going to say, when was the last time John Wall played?
In the bubble.
No, he played something. He played something this year in Houston, didn't he?
Nah, I don't.
It wasn't a lot, but I thought he played.
Did he play this year with Houston? I don't think he did. I think he sat
pull
out
up the other.
The whole year. I don't.
Let me get this other screen up.
Not saying that John Wall can't hoop.
No, but I know
but you gotta understand, like when you taking some time off the court, man, for whatever reason, a year, 2 years, man, you gotta
that's a long time.
You're
right, Reed. You're right,
it's a long time. So I don't, I think and everybody was kind of looking at the Clippers roster. It was like, ooh, they gonna be scary. I don't see nothing scary about it.
John Wall doesn't scare you going to that roster?
John Wall doesn't scare me because I think he's had injury issues. What's his name? Paul George has had injury issues. Kawhi obviously has had injury issues. So you're looking at it predicated if these guys are going to stay healthy. If they stay healthy, they can possibly do something. But again, I'm not sure because, but Clippers ain't never been that scary of a squad. Like,
really?
No, not to me.
Even when they did have Paul George and Kawhi, and they weren't healthy for that short period of time that they were actually on the court together before the injuries started happening.
I think they could have been scared. That's just me. I think that
could have been,
but they were missing them.
But to me, that team was always missing a piece. It was always missing something.
It's like they're always missing a point guard, right? Like
missing something. They've always missed something. So.
Right. Yeah. No, for sure. But
I can only do so much. Paul George and see, PG ain't the same PG from Indiana, man. He ain't the same PG from Indiana. Indiana Paul George was hell. He was hell.
He was different.
Before he turned on nip. Y'all right. He played 2021, but he didn't play no games in 21-22.
Okay.
I did not know that.
He didn't. Not at all. So that's a major concern. So I don't think if I'm the Celtics, if I'm Brad Stevens, the GM, I probably would lean towards not taking that chance and going elsewhere and looking for someone else to help with the point guard. I do think they do need a point guard to be able to help that offense flow better and definitely help with the turnovers, cut down those turnovers, and then also that would be able to take the load off of Tatum and Brown, and
let me ask you,
them not handling the ball so much and have to play make as much as they have to. So as much as they not only have to create for themselves, but also create for others, that be able to have someone else that can be able to help create their offense for them and get the ball in the spots where they like to go to work and play their best at. So definitely point guard is a need on this team, but I don't think that John Wall would be a good fit, and I'm not even sure how much he has left in the tank, to be quite honest.
Some guys that y'all may look at, maybe Dennis Schroeder. I hear Mike Conley.
We already had him.
Schroeder's been in Boston before.
Yeah,
we already went that route. We already did that.
I'm hearing Mike Conley is not going to be.
Who?
Mike Conley.
Mike
Oh,
Conley
Mike
would
Conley.
change the game
I wouldn't
instantly in
mind
Boston
seeing
if he
him.
left Utah.
See what I'm saying?
That's an instant game changer
That's
right
an
there.
instant game changer right there. I like it. Somebody gonna pick up
I
Kyrie.
would take him on the Celtics.
Somebody
I
gonna
like
pick
that
up
move.
Kyrie.
Yeah, that'd be a good pickup.
So
Yes, I was gonna ask a dumb question earlier, but looking at John Wall's injuries and what he's done lately, the Clippers don't change. But here's a question, since for the sake of questions, and since I know my wife home and can hear me talk about her team now, would John Wall to the Clippers? Would the Clippers be the best team in LA?
no. Well,
You still take Westbrook? You take Westbrook over John Wall?
Well, you do have a point there. I think they are still better than the Los Angeles Lakers as of right now.
Well, as of now,
if Kawhi and PG can stay on the court and you know what I'm saying, and play, most of the games, or at least a good amount of the games. It
would come down to
guys could be better.
If Anthony Davis could be healthier than Paul. Well, this past season, Paul George played pretty much the whole season. I mean, he had one little stint, and Kawhi was out the whole year with the knee. But we know Street Clothes Davis. I don't think he's gonna make. Credit to Charles Barkley. I can't even act like I made that up. Credit to Chuck. Well, that's the funniest thing I heard all year. But if Anthony Davis plays the whole year, the Lakers will be better. And
at least 70 games.
He's got the weakest ankles in the league, bro.
Boy, and speaking of that though, y'all,
weakest ankles in the league.
I guess we just gotta say it because it's out there. So the Lakers proposed a sign and trade deal with the Brooklyn Nets and another team to get Russell Westbrook out of LA to Brooklyn for Kyrie Irving. And they said that the Nets wanted no part of that deal. LA is showing big time interest, but how different is LA with Kyrie? Like how much better would the Lakers be with Kyrie Irving?
Well, they become better as far as having a dominant point guard and somebody that can facilitate. The problem is Kyrie gonna be there to play?
Right. That's that part.
And I like Kyrie. I like Kyrie. I'm not gonna lie, man. I like Kyrie. I support the dude. Like, damn good ball player. But you just gotta look at it. Like, is he gonna be able to be there, to play?
Right.
I think if the situation and circumstances was different in Brooklyn and he actually played a full season, instead of him having to play half the games and whatnot, we might have been talking about Brooklyn possibly being in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Big time. I agree with that, Reed. I think you're right, Reed. I think you make a really good point on that, man.
And as a Celtic fan, I'd be a lot more scared of Brooklyn if that was the case, if he played a full season.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because they didn't have they didn't have the chemistry or nothing else because of how many games he missed. Somebody said he would be stupid to walk away and leave $30 million on the table, but hell, he left $17 million on the table this year by not playing the games he did, by not taking his vaccine. So I don't think the man's scared about walking away from money. It's about principle with him, like to make a point. And I don't know how likely it is for him to get out the contract to go somewhere else, because a lot of the teams that he wants to go to, they say the only team that has the cap space to really do it is the Miami Heat. And who's the other one? But I don't see Pat Riley is not messing with that fool.
Hell no. Him or Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah. Pat Riley not doing that. He not bringing that show down to South Beach, man.
You're
not gonna mess up Pat Happy Home with that nonsense.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Pat Riley doesn't play no games. Absolutely not. That dude is strict and is all about business and all about guys who be professional and be on the court and play hard every single night.
And the thing is, the Lakers don't believe in rebuilding. They don't believe in it. They always want to win now. So they'll do whatever they can to just win now.
So they'll pay that luxury tax don't mean nothing to them, huh?
Nah. Yeah. They got money. They ain't scared of paying the luxury
They ain't
tax.
scared of it. But you gotta understand, you got LeBron finna play his 20th year 20 in the
Yep.
league.
Yeah.
You know, Bron, I don't care what you say. Bron is still good, but Bron is on his decline.
Yeah, like we
he's
said
on his
before,
decline.
Reed, Bron
Of
doesn't
course.
scare people the way he used to.
He don't scare. Yeah. Bron is on his
Nah, he
decline.
doesn't.
Man, back in the day, he was like, damn, I got LeBron coming in
Yeah.
here. Now it's like, oh, man, I got Bron.
Then you got
I got-
Anthony Davis. You don't know if he's going to be healthy enough to stay on the court. The boy put out he was on video saying that he ain't picked up a ball since April. You know,
Right.
April 5th. I know that was crazy.
yeah, you know, and then like we had talked about it last time, big game. I think Westbrook. The only issue with Westbrook is that, you know, he's coming to. You got to look at Westbrook went from OKC to Washington. I think it was one other team in
Houston
there
with the Rockets.
with
James Harden.
Houston. Then he goes to the big market Lakers, and you know, media is all over LA. Everybody's gonna talk about the Lakers in NBA period.
Right.
So with all that pressure, I think he was in his head probably the majority of the season, with everybody sitting there talking about his performance and stuff like that. Because you ain't never seen Westbrook play that bad. You never seen him play that bad.
Nah.
You know, so
Haven't not
Yeah.
in any of those
no,
teams that he's
it's
been
almost
on.
like
Right,
he
right.
was trying to prove to LeBron that he needs to be there and stuff like that. And, man, you just need to go out there and just play your game. But you know, so right now, to go back to what you said, Clippers are probably the better squad right now. But you know, it's gonna be interesting to see what the Lakers do. Lakers ain't even got a bench. They don't even have a bench to
They
go.
got nothing but around those three guys, nothing. And
So
I honestly don't even think, even when those guys are healthy, I don't really think they fit together. Like, I don't think their games complement, you know, each other, particularly like with Westbrook, unless the only way I see that working out, which I mean, I heard somebody say this the other day, but I highly doubt that this would happen, is if Russell Westbrook would come off the bench, which I don't think in any way, shape, or form that's going to happen with Russell Westbrook.
Somebody said that on
coming
First
off the
Take. I
bench.
heard the same thing, but depending on who they were to bring in, and he might have to just to get himself under control, man.
Mhm.
And I think Russell Westbrook put too much pressure on himself this past season. He
Absolutely.
tried to do too much and tried to take his game somewhere where it wouldn't be. Now, I'm not going to I don't think I could ever really discredit the ability and talent that he has, because we've seen what he's done, triple-double wise, how he used to play and get to the basket. But he can't shoot, and all of a sudden he tried to become a shooter. That's not what you do.
Exactly. It's not
You're
your
not
game,
just going to
bro.
start hitting jump shots, dog. Don't do that. So we're seeing Russell Westbrook play a much different style of basketball that we've never really seen before.
he could be the spark off the bench, but again, I don't think he's not really ever been a bench guy.
He hadn't had to be, but hey, man,
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly. He's never had to be one.
sometimes you got to change your role for the well-being of the squad.
I don't think he's willing to do that.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't.
I ain't
seem
saying
like he's that
I
kind
ain't
of
saying
guy
I believe
or
it.
that
I'm just
kind of
saying
player.
that sometimes you got to do it. I'm right there with you. I don't think he wants to come off the bench. But hey, Reed, your boy, somebody that blew up this past season in Dallas, Jalen Brunson, man, and the New York Knicks are on him hard right now, man. What's your thoughts on the Mavericks and if they lose Brunson?
In Nico, I trust. In Nico, I trust. That's what I say. I like Brunson, I do, but you're looking at a guy that took a couple years to really get into his flow of the game. This past season, he did show that he has a spark in him, that he can do what he needs to do. You know, Luka was hurt for those first few games in the playoffs, and Brunson did step up and do what he did. But Jalen Brunson's not the most consistent shooter. He is kind of small for his size. I like the guy's energy. I love his leadership and this, that, and the third. But I hadn't seen anything that would make me want to pay him over $100 million. I mean, I just, and I'm just being honest, you know, no discredit to him and his talent, but I don't think he's worth $100 million. Now, if New York decide that they want to pay him that and he want to take it, get your bag, pimp. Get your bag.
Facts.
Get your
your
bag.
bread, right,
I
right.
ain't mad at you. Get your bag. You know,
Facts,
but
facts.
it's
Here's the bag.
to me, it's one of those situations where, you know, is the money more important to you, or is it, you know, getting to that ship? Because every single player that gets into the league, any sports franchise, and it don't matter what team you're on, any player, big game, you can attest to it too.
Mm-hmm.
Any person that gets a chance to play in a professional setting, they want the chance to win that championship. You know,
Facts.
but
Facts.
money does talk.
Yep.
Somehow money does talk.
Man,
in
money,
crazy
yeah,
ways.
money talks a
So,
lot.
Right. Absolutely.
so for me,
Absolutely.
it's just like if you want to go from going to the Western Conference Championship to barely even making it to the play-in. That's all money. That's more power to you.
Man,
You know,
I'm gonna be
more power to you.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, Reed. Situations like the Jalen Brunson one that's coming up, like you said, if he's gonna get the big bag from New York, you don't fault him for taking it. But you know how many times? Hey, ask Harrison Barnes what it was like when he left Golden State and went to Sacramento. He ain't even. I don't even think Harrison Barnes is in the league no more. Like he fell off the earth. And
Nah, he's still over there, but right,
but he's not doing nothing, right? So all
Right,
he had to
he's
do,
not putting in any work.
he could have stayed relevant in Golden State and played his role on a great team. But he wanted a bigger payday, and because they came off that championship in 15, he took the money and ran. And Brunson was, you know, we talked about it. We all blame Rick Carlisle in our conversations we had. A read why he was on the bench, he and not being played. Because to me, for him to play the way he played this year, he had to show those glimpses and flashes in practice, and no one never gave him a chance, right?
Right.
But so many times have we seen different players play great in a playoff series, shine. Somebody else come offer them more money, and then they just fall into the middle of the pack, and we totally forget about who they are and what they're doing. And I think Brunson might fall into that. He's in a good situation in Dallas. And like you said, sometimes if you want to win a championship, it's got to be about your situation and not about the money. Because when you get to hundreds of millions, or all right, they gonna offer me $100 million, but Dallas gonna offer me $85 million. 85 is still a whole lot of money.
It's still yeah.
Oh,
and I got a
bag.
potential chance to win a championship.
And I got the second best player in the league in Luka.
Oh, second best player.
Yeah, I said
and don't get me wrong, I love me some Luka Doncic, and I'm a big fan of his, but
all right,
I don't know if I can put him in as the second best player.
Who you got the second best player? Jason Tatum?
No, I didn't say that either. That's a good one, though. As much as I love my boy Jason Tatum, no, I definitely wouldn't put him in the second best, player, after these finals. But no, I think definitely Luke is a top 5 player without question. The top 2, not quite yet, but definitely without a doubt, he's certainly a top 5 player.
I'm gonna put you on the spot then.
The first
name the three players you got above Luka. Then I'm gonna put you on the spot because you said he top 5, but he ain't top 2. So you got 3 in between there. Who you got, man?
I'm interested. I'm interested.
Here. Okay.
I made you think real quick. I know.
Okay. All right. So I'll go with I'll say Giannis.
Okay.
Give you Giannis. Shoot, I'll give you Jokic. I think Nikola Jokic.
Okay.
Y'all give me those 2. Okay. And then you said 3. Okay, so I'll give you one more. This is a tough one. There's so many damn good players in the league.
Study long, study wrong.
I was just gonna say KD, Kevin Durant.
Okay. I thought you about to say Embiid.
I was thinking of him, but I'm like, nah, I wouldn't put him ahead of Luka. As great as Joel Embiid has been the last 2 years and stuff, and I honestly think he, probably should have gotten the MVP, this particular, season. But nah, I definitely wouldn't say that he's better than Luka Doncic. But I think those 3, players are better than Luka as of right now. I think Luka could definitely, surpass them and be better than those guys. Eventually,
you might be. I might have to change my list around. You might
career,
be
but
right.
I'd say at this moment, as of right now, I'd put those 3 guys, ahead of Luka Doncic. So I'm glad you guys at least agree with me, or at least those were not.
It ain't no wrong answer.
It makes
Ain't no
sense.
wrong answer.
At least it's understandable.
Hey man, guess what? When it comes down to
players,
when it comes down to top 5, it's almost a matter of opinion, man. That's tough.
It is.
It's tough, bro.
No, it is really tough because there's so much talent and so many, good players in this league. So many great, players and guys that are, really playing at a high level and are, and are continuing to get better. So no, that was tough. Like that, I had to really think about that one particular.
Yeah, it make you go into it. But yeah, man, Brunson's. I think if he goes to New York, he walks away from playing with one of the best players in the NBA. I'm joking when I said top 2. He's top 5 though. He's up there. Luka's a baller, and I teased him about being fat this year, and he still was hooping the whole time. So
right,
I can't really. I still can't really. I can't tease Luka. Big Luka was getting it done, man. So
sure was.
That being said, it's gonna be interesting to see
if he does get in shape. My God,
oh, y'all ain't been seeing the boy been in the gym, man. Luka been in the gym, dog.
Well, he's been working. He's
been working.
Luka he tasted some success in the playoffs, and I think it opened his eyes up to what the possibilities could be if he gets to that top tier shape.
Oh
man, that might be scary, man.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. That most definitely, as I'm sure that was what happens to all great players that once they get, like you said, that taste of success and go like deep into the playoffs for the first time, whether it's making the conference final or the NBA finals, and end up coming up short. That definitely, what I'm saying.
He was in the JD room.
And that definitely motivates them and gives them, more fuel to the fire, and more, more drive, and it makes them more hungry to, want to get even better and, and come back, better and stronger, the following season. And I certainly think that's the case with Luka. I've seen for his national team, is it Slovenia? Dude was freaking cooking in his bag.
Yeah,
Knicks just traded.
Freaking hotter than fish grease.
What happened? You got some breaking news, Reed?
Yeah, Knicks just traded Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks to the Pistons.
What's up, CNI? Glad you came in to join us tonight, man.
What's up, bro? Knicks they unload $19 million more in salary. They clearing up more space to try to get Jalen Brunson.
They gotta have somebody else in mind too, though, man.
Which and if
they need another piece.
If they want to pay him, that's fine. But Jalen finna go. I don't care what y'all say, man. Jalen's finna go into that's some troubled waters, man. That's some trouble.
I can't argue that point, man.
I mean, the media and everything. You think he impression in Dallas?
No, ain't no pressure from no Dallas media compared to New York.
Boy, New York is gonna be on
them sharks in the water, boy. They can't.
If he ain't, I'm telling you, if he ain't producing up there, boy, I'm telling you, they gonna be on his ass.
Man, absolutely, damn right.
Seriously, I want to see. If anything, I would love to see the Mavs do like a sign and trade, get them, sign and trade them. Send them over there to New York, man. Bring back shit. We need like Julius Randle, Cam Reddish.
I don't think they'd give up Julius, but you can get you a Cam Reddish, though.
Shit.
They need Julius, dog.
No,
I think because Randle ain't been happy. Randall
I
ain't
don't
been
think the
happy.
Knicks would give him up, but you can get someone like a Cam Reddish or or someone else, maybe like an Evan Fournier or something like that.
Oh,
Ooh,
Evan Fournier can
Fournier.
shoot that thing too,
Fournier can
man.
shoot too. Fournier can shoot.
Yeah, he can shoot.
He
He
that
wasn't
thing.
shooting my Celtics, but he can shoot, and he likes to shoot against us. He can shoot against us, but he wasn't shooting when he was with us on our squad.
Very true, very true.
Well,
But
man,
and another thing is like it's gonna be tough for him because I just don't see him like being the number one. And when and if he were to go to the Knicks, he would be pretty much expected to be.
No, he's gonna be a number two. Randall's still gonna be. Randall will
first,
still be that one.
What's up?
I say Randall will still be that number one. I think, man.
Over
if he's still there.
Brunson?
If he's still there.
Now that's a good point. If he end up going, Reed, you might be right, my brother.
If he's still there, that's what it all matters.
That's true.
He's still there.
they might trade him or ship him out, right? Too.
They saying they want to kind of give him the reins and let it kind of run through him. But
really,
again, you gonna have a hell of a time. You're gonna have a hell of a time. You got to show up. You gonna have to show up in New York.
Show up and show out, brother. That's what they say. Man,
Mm-mm.
before we move on to this thing, man. Hey Barry, we start adding two things at the end of the show, man. On this show called one is Would You Rather, and one's One Gotta Go. But
okay.
Before we do that, man, this baseball brawl, the Angels and the Mariners. Did y'all see this brawl, man?
Nah, I didn't peep it. I heard about it, but I didn't peep it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna show you what the world went on with this.
Homeboy got hit by that pitch.
You about to show me right now?
Yeah, I'm about to show you right now. Let's see.
Bring it up. Bring it up.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
And the benches are clear. Comes in.
Oh my God.
Players speaking out after one of the ugliest brawls in baseball in recent memory.
The war is on.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, let's see.
Right now.
Tensions were high going into Sunday's game between the Angels and Mariners.
Oh,
Mariners threw this pitch Saturday.
That's on Trout.
Time MVP Mike Trout's head.
Right.
Hit me in the ribs. Don't hit me in the head.
On the first pitch of Sunday's game, the Angels pitcher returning the favor.
Well, right out of
The umpires issued a warning to both teams, but just one inning later,
and that hits Winker.
Jesse Winker is hit and charges towards the Angels dugout.
Toward the dugout, and both benches are empty.
There it is.
The Angels
Oh, damn.
They're starting.
Oh, shit.
Holy smokes.
A melee.
God.
Both teams throwing punches, including star Anthony Rendon, who lashed out despite his hand being in a cast. The brawl finally ended after about 4 minutes.
So, baseball. The fight.
I've seen some good fights in baseball.
That fight there is really still
Hey,
kind of minor compared to some of the stuff we saw. But Reed, you pose a good question. You know, we used to seeing the pads and gloves come off in hockey and they throw blows. It's no big deal. Is there a place for fighting in baseball after you've been beamed and hit with these pitches a couple different times?
I mean, again, it's the level of professionalism on that. But you gotta understand that a lot of those times that those guys are hit with the pitch, unless the pitch just somehow comes out wrong. A lot of the times they're pretty much told by their manager, give him a little bean, let him know, he hugging the plate a little bit too much, give him a bean, let him something to think about. But the problem is that it keeps on going. You see, because you notice in baseball plays teams in series. You see,
right,
3 games, 4 games,
series.
3
Yeah,
game,
okay.
4 game series. You know what I'm saying? So it continues on. You know what I'm saying? Within that series, and then if you got to end up playing a team again here, the next week, it's still going on.
We're gonna get you because we know what you did.
You know what I'm saying? They don't never forget. I wouldn't say that it's a place in it for fighting. But then again, You have to defend yourself. You know, you try to defend your players. You want to take care of your players. You don't want to see nobody get hurt. I mean, you talking about guys that are throwing this freaking baseball 90, damn near 100 miles an
yeah.
hour.
Whoosh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurt big
It
time.
hurts.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I would not want anybody throwing the ball at me.
Yeah,
in my
shoot,
head. I mean,
I got hit by a kid in PE going 2 miles per hour when it hurt. So I know a major league pitch hurt. You know what I'm saying, dog? I don't know. I want to get hit.
I feel you.
You know, it's just some things in baseball is just some unwritten rules. It's just unwritten rules that you just don't do, and guys tend to cross it. You know, and
so Reed, you a baseball guy. Let me ask you this, because I know you say it's unwritten rule, and there's always something that come up, and they react and retaliate. So, is it fair for me to ask my pitcher to go hit somebody from the opposing team because somebody on their team hit us the day before?
It's not fair, but I understand. And that's the unwritten rule about it. It's not fair, but you understand. Well, if you see him getting hit, if you see my pitcher hitting this other guy, you know why. Hey, you hit mine, I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna hit yours. All right. Is we good? Is we all right? We gonna cancel it? We gonna squash it? You know, because if you do it again, we're gonna keep it on going.
Gotcha.
You know, it's just an unwritten rule, but sometimes it just goes overboard. It definitely goes overboard. Especially I don't know if you guys remember the Texas Rangers Blue Jays.
From the bat toss? No,
yeah.
It was, or I remember the fight. I can't remember exactly what. I don't know what the bat toss caused it, or.
Well, yeah, the bat toss was kind of the bat toss was a little notch in it, but it was especially the way that that Batista came in and he slid on second base, and it was almost like he was trying to take out Odor's leg. You know?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I remember I seen that.
Can't there's just some things you just don't do. You know, you just don't do. You guys wearing cleats and everything, you just kind of just don't do that. And I was ecstatic when Odor gave him that haymaker. You know?
He caught all of that too.
He caught his whole jaw.
He caught all of it.
I remember that.
So,
excuse my language, he fucked him up.
Real talk. Real talk.
Yes.
Real talk.
Yes.
Real talk.
Shut
up.
Man.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if y'all cursed on the show, but I had to freaking throw that one in there.
That's real.
That's what it was.
It all come out sometime on here, Barry. You know, we try to keep it PG-13, and sometimes we you hit that button and we all let it go sometimes. You were better than good, brother.
It happens.
So hey, so hey Reed,
y'all know the deal, y'all understand. Yeah.
Hey Reed, you ready to hit us with that? We're gonna do the would you rather first, or we're gonna do that one gotta go first.
Either one. All
right, man. Go ahead and hit us with that would you rather.
Would you rather, fellas? Okay. Would you rather have a long average playing career or a short fantastic career that was cut off by injury?
I want the long career, and yeah. And you know why I said that, Reed? It's gonna build up more of that pension money.
Good point.
So I'll take that longer average career, knowing I'm gonna get a better pension later on.
Okay.
Hey,
yeah, I agree with Big Game.
You ain't got to know who I am. I'm gonna get my money later.
Yeah, facts. Exactly. Absolutely right. You'll definitely get it down the road, no doubt. You'll get your bag and your paper, at some point. But yeah, no, I'm certainly with Big Game on this one. I'd go with long, average, mediocre career than short career that was ended up, shortened by injuries. So yeah, I like that longevity, and like you said, make sure that I'm able to do the best that I can to take care, of my family, and take care of my people. And I feel as though, those guys are able to do that if they, last long in the league, whatever league they play in.
Most deaf. Okay. Both of you guys are coaches of a team. Both of y'all are coaches of a team.
Okay.
Oh, word. That's what's up.
Would you rather coach the game in a suit or a polo?
Polo all day. Now I would love to look fly, Reed. I sweat too much. I sweat too much. I have big sweat pits in my suit. Let me go ahead and rock the polo. Give me the polo, bro.
I would probably pull out the suit if it was a championship.
There and now that's
Something like
yeah.
Right,
I
and
got
it's like the finals or the chip. Yeah. Definitely go with the suit. But yeah, I'm with Big Game on this one. I'm a polo guy myself, more of a polo guy than a suit guy. But if it's a special occasion, like we playing for that championship, I'm gonna definitely show out and then look fly and and make sure my swag is on point and that I'm dripping and stuff. But besides that, definitely rocking the polo. Other than that special occasion.
Last one, man. Would you guys rather lose on TV or win with nobody watching?
Ooh, that's a tough question.
Win with nobody watching. Cause I can still claim to be a winner. Everybody gonna see you lose, homeboy. Ain't nothing cool about losing.
No, that's true. I have to go with Big Game on this one.
A dub is a dub.
Exactly.
That's just like the bubble year. Think about them games that y'all watch. Nobody in the stands. And the football that year after in 21, man, nobody in the stands. Then they let 5 people in the stand.
Ooh,
It looked crazy, but we still watched it on TV.
Oh yeah,
and your win still counted, although it looked funny as hell. So if ain't nobody to see it or really,
that was strange. That was really very strange.
It was
very weird.
Awkward.
It was like you went to a big ass park and was playing a game in a big empty park. Like you and your boys got to go. Hey man, let's go play.
I mean, I kind of got over the NBA because they started showing like the
little
TV
digital
screen.
fans,
People get kind of
and they would even like show some celebrities too.
Yeah, man. But to see nobody in the stands at a football game.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or just like one or two people and they were just so spread out. That was weird as hell.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was weird.
Right. And you could actually hear what they were saying on the field. You could hear all the calls, and stuff that the quarterbacks would make, and anytime you'd audible and check, a play, you could, hear that. Like that was just like
intramural football.
That was so weird. And what's that?
They said like intramurals.
No, facts for real.
Yeah, you're right, dog.
You're
right.
That's facts.
All right, man. Well,
just like intramurals, no doubt.
Because I know we're running along. We good though. All right, man.
To answer that question, I'm with you on that, Big Game. I'm definitely trying to go for the win and stuff because as competitors and former athletes, we want to win by any means, even if nobody's watching. You don't ever want to lose, especially if the whole world sees it and is gonna know about it and let us know that we ended up losing. So definitely much rather get the W and get the win than get the L. No matter what.
No fact.
All right. So hey man, this one gotta go. I went back to the food section, Reed. I know we did food last week with the barbecue because it's barbecue season.
Ooh, we talking food now?
Yeah, but one gotta go. And I went back to a few of my favorite Saturday morning cartoon serials. You know what I'm saying? Like when I sat down on Saturday morning, see, Reed, you grew up in the era where cartoons were on every day, huh? Back when I was young, they only came on Saturdays and Tom and Jerry during the week. Other than that, you ain't see cartoons.
But the best ones came on Saturdays.
Yeah.
The best ones came on Saturdays.
So here it is. One got to go. Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks. One got to go forever.
Lucky Charms.
Oh, what? Lucky Charms is my shit, man.
You ain't tasting the rainbow?
Lucky Charms.
But what? Lucky Charms? Are you kidding me?
Barry, what you
say Apple Jacks, man?
What you getting rid of, Barry?
Shoot. So you said Lucky Charms, Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, and Apple Jacks.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Apple Jacks. Yeah, I like the three others, especially the Lucky Charms. That's my favorite cereal. That's like my go-to right there.
They wasn't magically delicious. No, they was not.
Oh Lord Jesus! Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. Apple Jacks, like I like to drink my cereal milk, and I don't know if I'm weird like that. I don't know if everybody else drink their milk after cereal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't do that all the time.
I like all them cereals, man, but the Apple Jacks milk was the nastiest because it almost like it was like apple juice got spilled in your milk, and I couldn't do it. So for that reason, to me, Apple Jacks gotta go. Fruit Loops, everything else was cool with the milk, man. So
oh yeah.
Frosted Flakes was a staple.
Frosted Flakes, Tony the Tiger
was
is great in every house. You can't get rid of Tony, dog.
And even if you didn't have Frosted Flakes, if they just bought the corn flakes, you threw some sugar in it.
Yeah, but didn't you get mad when the sugar sunk to the bottom of your bowl in the cornflakes?
Oh damn!
And the cereal be down there. You had to scrape it to get that sugar off.
You got that big ass scoop of sugar.
But that sugar milk was good as hell, Reed. Boy, that sugar milk was good as hell.
For real, no doubt.
Boy,
no doubt.
Hey man.
Boy.
So before we get out of here, man, B Money, man, tell the people where they can catch you, man.
Yeah, so my podcast is Pro Fan Sports Podcast, where the fans of the pros go, as we like to say. So y'all can catch us, on YouTube. We come out with episodes every week, every Wednesday or Thursday. We drop a new episode. So you can just, hit us up on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and legit check out our shows and content on there. We're pretty consistent, so we come out with new ones. We just did one, yesterday, so that one should be coming out either Wednesday or Thursday. And we definitely, had some pretty big guests on there. We had Antonio Anderson, a former NBA player who played for the OKC Thunder. So he was on last week with us, and we got some more coming up as well. So definitely y'all want to stay tuned and and check us out on there. Make sure y'all subscribe to that channel, and also check out our social media pages as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even TikTok if y'all got that. So we're pretty much everywhere y'all can find us. And it's Pro Fan Sports except for the one on IG. The IG is ProFans_sports, and that the IG is probably the best social media page that we got. The IG is lit and has amazing, incredible content, on there, like the best sports content that you'll find on IG or on any social media page. I know I'm biased when I say that, but I really do believe and think that we got the best IG page out there. So y'all definitely want to check out us out, hit us up on there. Talk sports with us, and we'll definitely hit y'all back up and and chop it up with y'all. We definitely like engaging and interacting with our fans, so we appreciate all the support that we get from all our viewers and listeners.
All right, man. Y'all, hey, man, appreciate you coming on, B, man. Thanks for
no doubt.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
For the musicologist A. Reed, I'm your boy, Big Game James, and you've been in the Chop Shop. Don't forget to check us out this Thursday on Big Game Sports Buzz with Big Game James and the Buff Nerd. Bring you the 4 downs, top 5, 1 gotta go. You don't want to miss it. Big Game James, we out. Peace.